Hello. When we want to change something important in our lives, most of the time, what prevents us from really changing is emotions. You know, the emotions, whether we want it or not, what we experience, okay? And based on that, we perceive who we are, what the world is, okay? And that seems so real that, in a way, our emotions control us, okay? Because, that's what basically we perceive as being real. So it's very important to be able to manage those emotions and in a way to play with them, to understand the rules, to be always like viewing that as a whole and being able to say, okay, those are emotions and this is the reality. This is what I'm experiencing, just emotions, okay? Once we are able to be aware, to perceive that, now we can play with that, okay? So I will give you today one technique, if I can say, okay? One way to change your emotions, and basically everything you're going to come across as a way to change your emotions are based on that. Okay, so that's very important, very powerful also, to play with that. Okay, so you can I would say you can use this tool on two I would say in two different moments. The first is to prepare the change. Okay, this is what I want, this is what I want to experience, and I'm preparing that. The second is when I'm experiencing what I don't want, okay, and I want to cut down on that, to change that, and it seems so I'm overwhelming. Okay, so how to do both? In both cases it's the same techniques. Okay, you're going to change your emotions, and to change your emotions means change your experience. And how do you change your experience? By changing your perceptions. And what kind of perceptions? Basically, we use mainly three of them. That is what we see, what we hear, and what we feel. Okay, so how do you do that? You ask yourself one question. There are two aspects of that. The first is you're going to ask yourself some questions in order to trick in a way your mind, in order to dive into the perceptions you want without trying to say, now I'm that, because basically that's what you feel is impossible. So you're just asking you the question, okay, what is my goal, and once I've reached this goal, how do I know I've reached this goal? What will I see? So basically how I will see myself, or how will I see the world? Okay, what will I see? Okay, what will I feel? What kind of emotions will I feel? And what am I going to tell me at this moment? What will I tell me? Okay, when I will view myself, view the world, and feel the things that I will once I've reached this goal. So basically, you're going to use all these immersive senses. Okay, and once you answer these questions, you read details, you really go further and further into what I will see, how I will see myself, how I will feel, what will I feel, and what will I say to myself. Okay, and the more you dive into that, the more your mind is exactly where you want to be, what you wanted to experience. If you are deep dived into this experience, you're no longer in the emotions and the things you don't want, okay? Because they are opposite. If you are there, that seems impossible to be there because you're trapped in these emotions that say you can't. If you are there, then the others that say it's impossible, it's just a dream because you are there. Okay, so once again, the trick is not to say, okay, I'm going to dive into what I want. It's to say, once I've reached this goal, how do I know I've reached it? And you answer the questions. What will I see? What will I tell myself? What will I feel inside myself? Okay, and then you develop this alternative for your mind that is experiencing something new. experiencing what you want. And the more you're going to play with that, okay, once again, either in order to cut, the overwhelming emotions you're feeling at some time, and okay, when you want to prepare new things to live, you want to be someone else. So dive into that, prepare that, and the more your mind knows this experience, the more it's going to be a part of itself in a way, a part of its stories, a part of the memories you've lived. Okay, doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be something you've experienced outside. It's always inside that we experience things. Okay, so you don't need the external conditions, just the internal conditions are what you need. And then, you're going to be very well prepared to live that again, okay, this kind of experience, once the external conditions are, there, okay? So play with that. That's very powerful. And if you want more, especially on this subject, I have a very good tool you can use. It's on a training I created where I explain that very in details, very deeply. And it's a free training you can have on training.soundscrazy.net. Okay, so don't hesitate, play with that. The more you play with it, the more you're going to see changes in your life very easily, because that's easy once you know how to play with it. Okay, so I'll talk to you very soon. Have a great life, because you deserve it, and do whatever you want in your life. That's a big experience. Enjoy it. Talk to you soon.